DC here. Hi guys. Okay, a little vid tonight after work. Well, maybe a bit of a vlog and a little book review. Now, the vlog part actually is to inform you about how I'm getting on with my catching up. Well, I've looked at quite a few videos, but I do realize that I'm just not going to be able to look at all of them. Otherwise, I will burn myself out just trying to catch up, and I'll be getting behind on the actual ones. So I will look at some selected ones. Sorry, actually, guys, I will not be able to look at everything. I might not be able to comment on everything either. I guess it's just the way life is. Okay. Now, what I wanted to talk about, let me move that. Okay. What I wanted to talk about a little bit was about two books. Now, one I already mentioned in one of the last vids was The Lost Symbol, Dan Brown. And the other one is a really, really good book called Baking Cakes in Kigali by a person called Gail Parkin. Now, why I want to get to these two books, actually, because they're very different at the same time, they're actually quite similar. Now, Dan Brown's books, as you know, especially the last three, the Robert Langdon trilogy, goes a lot on with code and symbolism and so on. And we find actually, one thing at least I found, is that even though he's like some really hotshot Harvard professor, he's just not able to do all the codes himself. He needs people. There's a certain need for teamwork and solidarity. Yeah, that's what comes out actually in most of these novels. Now, my book review for this one is going to be pretty short. Yes, it's a quick read because you don't put it down. It's something, I guess, innate with the Dan Brown novels. Of this series, it's the trilogy, or whatever you want to call it. It's the worst one. It's actually, as far as I'm concerned, not even that good a book. Compared at least to the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, this is certainly a lot less interesting. But, you know, if you've read one, you got to read the others, I suppose. Okay, that's all for this book. Now, the next one, though, The Baking Cakes in Kigali, is for those who have who remember actually the country Rwanda went through what they call actually in French les événements, actually, which meant, you know, what was a nice politically correct word to say, talking about the genocide that went on over there, which is a terrible thing. But what this book talks about actually is about hope. It talks about hope because it's about a lady who comes from Tanzania. She's in Kigali, so the capital of Rwanda, and she's got a little business. She bakes cakes. And that's actually the background for people that come to see her and ask about cakes. You know, I want to order a cake for this party, for a small thing. And she basically, we could say, is the psychologist or the psychiatrist, whatever you want to call it, the social worker, the pastor, give it the names you want. She's the person who listens. She's the person who, actually with down-to-earth wisdom of, I would say, African women, actually points very often to people in the way that they should go. She doesn't shy away from problems. I mean, we see the problems of which are rampant in Africa, about AIDS, about, like I said, the genocide, relation of soldiers, men, women. It all comes out here. But in what at first seems actually a nice little read. And it's not in a way, because when you start thinking about the details, it's actually a very profound book. And I find it's actually, as well, one of these books that you just can't put down once you get into it. It's a really, really good read. Now, I would really encourage you to get onto this one. Now, while I'm into talking about books and so on, I must say is that I would enjoy if some of you who are reading different books would also maybe bring back a little review as maybe a response to this one of a book that you maybe are reading now or really liked. Sometimes these obscure authors, because I think this is her first book, come up as actually really, really interesting people. And this is, like I say, it's a very interesting read, but nevertheless very profound. Okay, all for books. Now, a long, I would say, a very late thank you for a postcard from Tweetness. It's from Rock City, so Chattanooga. Here you have actually, well, actually all the stamps are very nice. Can't actually get them there. Never mind. The thing is actually that I was really, really happy to get this because, like I was saying, South Tube 3 was such an event. I so enjoyed watching all of your videos. You know, the fact was that so many people took videos from different points, is that it was like being there and looking at bits and pieces from different perspectives. Like I had one video I was looking at, it was Feckwig taking a picture, I think it was Saturday evening, and then further in the room I could see Irene, I could see Melissa and others, and they were just chatting along, and of course it was another perspective than when they made the vid. So, you know, that was really, really great, guys, because all your little vids kind of made us feel that we were there, and I still get through a lot of those vids. So I'm trying to move on actually a bit because I know that the time is getting on there, and I know my vids go on usually way too long. But I often have a lot to say to you guys, and I've been missing you. And I'm going to try and do 1 or 2 more vids probably this weekend. See how things go. There's a lot of work. I mean, I'm not going to be promising loads of vids. I will work on that collab vid though for Adrian. Okay, that's for you. I'll be working on it this weekend. I'll see what I can do. And I might try one other one. Okay, listen. I'm seeing the time go ahead. I'm going to try and stay under 10 minutes this time. I mean, it's going to be difficult. Chatterbox, I guess. But, you know, I'm certain as soon as I'm going to stop, I'm going to say, I wanted to say that, and I wanted to say this. Well, I'm just going to stop here. I wanted to say, I really, really missed you. And I'm so happy to have a bit of time to be back on YouTube. But it's not going to be easy. I still have loads and loads of things to do, work-wise and so on. Which means that you'll have to be patient with me still. Well, that's going to be DC signing off, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.